This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight. After 18 years of resilience and sacrifice, Filipinas goalkeeper Inna Palacios finally crowned her journey with a long-awaited SEA Games gold, turning years of heartbreak into history. Speculation is mounting over the future of the Petro Gazz Angels amid unverified online claims of a possible exit from PVL and alleged internal issues. Gilas Pilipinas coach Tim Cohn pushed back against labeling the SEA Games gold-winning squad as a third-tier team, stressing the roster depth and the realities of building a national lineup. Denver blitzed Utah with a 19-0 start and rode big nights from Jamal and Nikola Jokic to a 135-112 win and a franchise record 24 threes. The Philippines earned FIFA praise for hosting the inaugural Women's Futsal World Cup, but questions over claims that the Filipina Five were sidelined now prompt PFF officials to set the record straight. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 23rd of December. Now, here's our roundup. Every era has a last line of defense, and for Philippine football, she was the one who stood tallest when it mattered most. After 18 years of sacrifice, saves, and silent grit, Inna Palacios finally closed the circle, walking away with SEA Games gold and a legacy sealed in history. Our sports correspondent Sheila Salaysay has the story.
Every dream has a keeper, and for Philippine football, that keeper is Inna Palacios. For 18 years, she stood between the posts, carrying not just a team, but a nation's hope, grit, and belief. From heartbreak to history, Palacios' journey with the Filipinas reached its most powerful finish with the long-awaited SEA Games gold, a moment earned through resilience, sacrifice, and unshakable faith in the dream. Starting out as a forward, she eventually found her calling between the posts. By just 13, she was already part of the under-16 national team, and soon after earned a spot as a senior team reserve, an early sign of what was to come. At De La Salle University, Palacios became a cornerstone of the Lady Archers, winning 4 UAAP Best Goalkeeper awards and delivering countless clutch performances. Her collegiate career was nearly derailed by personal tragedy and a serious shoulder injury following her grandmother's passing. But she persevered, capping her UAAP journey by scoring a goal in her final match. Palacios was a pillar of the Filipinas' rise on the regional and global stage. She helped secure bronze at the 2021 SEA Games, then etched her name in history by anchoring the team to their first ever SEA Games football gold in 2025. A match she played knowing it would be her final appearance for the national team. After the golden win, she reflected.
Full circle moment for me. I think SEA Games was when I started to dream, and it just took me 18 years to get the gold.
Her international resume includes the 2022 ASEAN Women's Championship title, qualification for the AFC Women's Asian Cup, participation in Olympic qualifiers, and a role in the Filipinas' historic 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup breakthrough. At club level, Palacios continued to dominate, winning PFF Women's League titles with Kaya Iloilo in 2023 and 2025, cementing her status as one of the country's most reliable goalkeepers. With over 50 caps for the Filipinas, Inna Palacios' impact goes far beyond clean sheets and trophies. She became a leader, a mentor, and a symbol of belief. Her message to the next generation says it all.
I've dreamed a lot for the team. I've given so much for the team. and I'd want to see them dream for that. I think my main lesson is I want them to know that anything that they want to achieve, they can achieve, because I've seen it. I've experienced it, and that's the true heart of a Filipino. I just believe, so I just want them to know that whatever they put their heads and their minds and their hearts into something, it's something that they can achieve.
Now serving as vice chair of the POC Athletes Commission and an Adidas athlete, Palacios' journey from Manila streets to international arenas continues to fuel the rise of Pinay power in football. Reporting for the Scorecard, Gilas Pilipinas, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Speculation is swirling around the future of the Petro Gazz Angels amid online claims of a possible exit from the Premier Volleyball League. A viral post claims the Angels could leave the PVL with players allegedly being absorbed by the NLEX Chameleons. The same post points to alleged internal issues, including reported tension between veteran players and the coaching staff. No official documents or sources have backed these claims, though. Despite the buzz, Petro Gazz management has yet to release any statement addressing the rumors or a potential league departure. Long considered one of the PVL's consistent contenders, any possibility of an exit has quickly become a major talking point in the local volleyball community. For now, it's all unconfirmed. Fans await clarity as questions continue to surround the future of the Petro Gazz Angels in the PVL. Gilas Pilipinas head coach Tim Cone is pushing back against the talk that the SEA Games gold medal squad was just a third-tier team. Here's Zeus Valdez with the details.
Gilas Pilipinas head coach Tim Cone is pushing back against the narrative that the SEA Games gold medal lineup should be labeled as a third-tier national team. Following Gilas' successful title defense at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games, Cone said the tag misses the reality of how national teams are built and what it takes to win in a short, high-pressure tournament. Cone stressed that the roster was filled with talent long identified by the national program, but limited slots, timing, and availability have always been part of the equation.
No, I mean, we kind of experienced that in the Asian Games. I think they even experienced it more when they had the opportunity to bring guys and they couldn't bring them, and then they had to make do with what they had, and it was a incredibly tough road for them, and for them to hang together and stay together. But I think that also motivates you. I think you guys were, everybody was doubting them, and the same thing for us in the Asian Games. Everybody was doubting us, and that kind of motivated us to hang together and be together and fight. And they did a great job of fighting. They had, from game one, there was never an easy game that they had. Falling behind early, being behind at halftime, but still finding ways to win.
With only a handful of practices before competition, the staff had to keep the player pool tight, prioritizing readiness, role acceptance, and cohesion over star power. Cone also underscored the realities behind team selection, pointing to budget limitations, scheduling conflicts, and player commitments as factors that make national team assembly far more complex than it appears. For him, the gold medal validated the process, not the labels attached to the lineup. Gilas held off host Thailand 70-64 at Nimbitor Stadium in Bangkok to secure the country's 20th men's basketball gold and defend the title it won 2 years ago. Cone reserved special praise for Gilas head coach Norman Black, saying the SEA Games run reflected the hallmarks of a championship coach, from keeping the team together to navigating late roster changes and guiding the group through a tough, grinding tournament.
I don't know if I should even say this, but I think everybody forgets how great a coach Norman Black is. I mean, he's been 11, 12 championships in the PBA, 5 straight or 6 straight in the UAAP. I mean, the guy's a championship coach. I had no doubts. I know other people did, but I had no doubts. I've been against him so many times. So, but really happy for him that he has that chance to remind everybody of how good a coach he is. And not only is he a great coach, he's a great person. And he really loves his adopted country, and he'll do anything for it. So kudos for him. I'm really proud that he's a friend of mine and that he was able to do that.
Despite the pre-tournament doubts, Cone said adversity became a unifying force, with the team consistently finding ways to respond even after slow starts and halftime deficits. Cone acknowledged that the tournament would have looked very different had all top-tier options been available, including Kai Soto, Junmar Fajardo, AJ Adu, and Quintin Millora Brown. But rather than diminish the result, Cone said the close games, the tension, and the tough road made the gold medal even more meaningful.
I'll be honest with you. Maybe I shouldn't say this because I don't want to take anything away, but if we had brought the A team to the Southeast Asian Games, it would have been close, obviously. Especially if Kai had played. Imagine if Kai was playing and Junmar and AJ and QMB. It was actually, it worked out well. I thought, it worked out well. It was dicey, and it should be. Those are the competitions that should be close and tight and have tension. The last time I coached the Asian Games, we had every game. No game was 40 points. Every game was 40 points. And that's because we brought the supposed A team, Greg Slaughter at that time, Junmar, and we had everybody. But this doesn't, we don't have that opportunity all the time. I would have loved to have coached it, honestly, but the PBA had already made a commitment for me in Bahrain, so I knew I wasn't going to be here. And so Erica D gave it to Norman, and it turned out really well. I'm really happy the way it turned out.
For Cone, the SEA Games run was a reminder that championships are not won on paper, but through preparation, sacrifice, and collective belief. And in a tournament where nothing came easy, Gilas Pilipinas proved once again that the hardest goals are often the ones that mattered most. Reporting for the Scorecard, I'm Zeus Valdez, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
After a solid MPBL run, Simon Sandagon is making the jump to the PBA. The 6'5" forward has signed a one-year deal with Blackwater Bossing following 3 seasons with the Quezon Huskers in the MPBL. A former FEU big man, Sandagon was part of a national finals run with Quezon and was drafted 15th overall before Blackwater moved to lock him in. Meanwhile, Rain or Shine Elasto Painters get a timely boost up front. The Elasto Painters have activated Luis Villegas just in time for the Philippine Cup quarterfinals. The former UE standout returns after a second ACL surgery, making him eligible for the playoff clash against Meralco. Mark Denver Omega is officially a Fiber Xer as the team continues to fine-tune its roster, moving into the next stage of the season. New blood for Blackwater, a big body back for Rain or Shine, just as the PBA playoffs heats up. Here's our NBA recap for today's games. Denver set the tone early, opening the game on a 19-0 run and cruising to a 135-112 win over Utah. Jamal Murray dropped 27 while Nikola Jokic posted a triple-double as the Nuggets tied a franchise record with 24 made threes. In Cleveland, the Cavs snapped a skid, outgunning Charlotte 139-132. Donovan Mitchell led with 30 as Cleveland shot over 55% from the floor. Oklahoma City stayed perfect at home, taking down Memphis 119-103. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander stuffed the stat sheet with 31 points, keeping the Thunder unbeaten on their floor. New Orleans closed strong, outscoring Dallas in the fourth to claim a 119-113 win and a fifth straight victory. Zion Williamson provided a spark off the bench with 24 points. In Boston, the Celtics erased a 20-point deficit to stun Indiana 103-95. Jaylen Brown finished with 31 as the Pacers collapsed late. Golden State pulled away in the second half, routing Orlando 120-97. Steph Curry led the charge as the Warriors turned defense into runaway points. Statement wins across the league, fast starts, big finishes, and the NBA race continues to heat up. Meanwhile, tensions flared on the Golden State bench as Draymond Green and head coach Steve Kerr were involved in a heated exchange during a third quarter timeout. Green eventually walked out and headed to the locker room to cool off and did not return to the floor but rejoined the bench late. Kerr downplayed the incident after the game, saying the disagreement came from a brief loss of focus and stressed that everything remains internal. The moment comes just days after Green was ejected early in a win over Phoenix following back-to-back technical fouls. Green said emotions boiled over and that stepping away was the best move for the team. He added he was physically available to return but deferred to the coaching staff, with stiffness also a factor. At 15-15, the Warriors continue to search for consistency, something Green acknowledged has heightened emotions within the group. Kerr, however, dismissed any notion of lingering effects, saying the team is ready to move forward and called it one of Golden State's better overall performances this season. The Philippines drew high praise from FIFA for the successful staging of the inaugural FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup, highlighted by Brazil's title win over Portugal. But even as the event earned global acclaim, concerns have surfaced over claims that the Filipina Five were sidelined amid the tournament's smooth operations. Philippine Football Federation Secretary General Angelico Gelix Mercader will set the record straight when we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. The Philippines earned high praise from FIFA after successfully hosting the inaugural FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup, capped by Brazil's championship win over Portugal and glowing reviews from visiting teams. But behind the smooth staging of the historic event, questions have emerged over claims that the Filipina Five were overlooked in favor of the tournament's overall operations. Joining us tonight to clear the issue is no less than the Secretary General of the Philippine Football Federation, Mr. Gelix Mercader. Sec-Gen, good evening po at maraming salamat po sa oras.
Hello, good evening sa lahat. Maraming salamat din po sa inyong pag-imbita. Thank you for reaching out to the PFF.
Alright, Sec-Gen, how would you encapsulate itong inaugural staging ng FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup? Kasi we've received a lot of great reviews, especially from the nations who came here to the Philippines to experience the event, and most especially yung FIFA.
Well, very successful po itong naging hosting natin ng FIFA Futsal Women's World Cup, at tayo po ay lubos na nagpapasalamat sa buong bansa for the support, for the very overwhelming and generous support that we got from everyone. Lalo na po sa ating government, kay President Marcos, kay PSC Chair Pato Gregorio, kay POC President Bambol, at sa interagency po na tumulong sa pag-stage ng World Cup. At of course, nagpapasalamat po tayo sa FIFA, sa lahat ng nag-participate na bansa for making this successful. Meron din po tayong 500 strong na workforce na talaga namang nagsipag, nagtyaga at napakatibay po na nagtrabaho para dito sa World Cup na ito. So tayo po ay very grateful, and we really are humbled by the opportunity and by the success of this tournament.
Sec-Gen Gelix, we're very happy every time the Philippines gets to host a world-class event like this. But despite all of the good news, syempre po, meron din pong mga negative na lumabas on social media and online. And I would like to give you this opportunity to address some of those issues, namely yung mga complaints mula sa Filipina Five about the quarters that they stayed at, the lack of proper nutrition, the lack of a strength and conditioning coach. Ano po ba yung nangyari doon, and why are these claims coming out, or why have these claims come out online?
Well, first of all, tayo po ay nagse-celebrate pa dito sa ating successful hosting at sa pagkapanalo ng ating Filipinas Philippine Women's National Team sa SEA Games, yung kanilang pagkapanalo ng gold medal at yung first time rin na 3 teams yung pumasok sa semifinal. So kami po ay nagulat at nalulungkot din na sa gitna ng ating selebrasyon ay may mga issue na lumalabas. Pero tayo naman po ay handang sumagot at i-address kung ano man po ito mga issue na to. Ngayon, patungkol po dito sa balita nga or dito sa issue lumabas kanina na ano ba, na neglect ba, na mistreat ba yung ating mga players sa Filipina 5, Unang-una, these are very serious allegations, to make. And for us, this requires a serious investigation because we treat player welfare seriously. And if there are concerns like this, we have established mechanisms for proper reporting and addressing. If I'm not mistaken, at nabanggit din po sa akin ito ng aming legal and safeguarding officer, maaari pong mag-report ang kung sino mang player na diretso sa PFF, sa safeguarding officer, kung meron po silang naging concern or meron silang concern sa kung paano po sila trinato, kung paano po yung kanilang, yan nga po yung mga living conditions. So we have mechanisms for this, which we will address properly. Kaya nga po nung nagtanong yata yung reporter dun sa media officer namin, yun din po ang naging abiso namin na una-una, humihingi kami, ano ba yung specific incident, sino ba yung specific persons involved. Kasi kailangan po namin gumawa ng tamang investigasyon dito. Hindi naman po kami pwede mag-komento sa yung ika nga hearsay. We need to verify and validate all these claims. At sino nga ba yung mga player na nagreklamo para talagang ma-address namin yung specific concerns nila. Kasi sa pagkakaalam ko po at sa pagbisita rin namin sa mga players, lahat po na nakausap namin, natutuwa po at nagpapasalamat sa kanilang naging experience at nabigyan sila ng pagkakataon na i-represent ang bansa natin. At nung tinanong naman namin kung may mga naging problema ba sa experience nila, wala naman po. So kaya naman kami, we have not received any formal complaints, But if there will be any, we are very much ready to address, and we will definitely ensure that all concerns are properly addressed.
Sir, very briefly po, bakit po sa tingin nyo merong disparity with the statements allegedly that are coming out from the side of the Filipina 5 and of course yung mga nanggaling sa ibang nations na puro papuri sa staging ng ating bansa? There seems to be a difference with regards to how the staging has gone here in the Philippines.
Well, first of all, I'd be careful to categorize it as these statements are coming from the Filipina 5. From what I understand, these are coming from maybe a few players. I would like to believe that this is not coming from all players because, as I've said earlier, from what we've gathered, the players are very much happy and satisfied with their experience. Now, if there are players that were not satisfied, then again, we easily could have addressed it with them. To be honest, sir, from ito yung sinasabi nilang living conditions. Sila po ay binilit or they were placed in a high-end condominium prior the training camp. Sila po ay nilagay sa 5-star hotel. Sila po ay may dedicated staff, meron po silang full provisions, medical attention was always available to them. Siguro po, merong sabihin na natin mga instances na nagkaroon ng lapses. Hindi naman po perfect ang lahat ng preparation, hindi naman po perfect lahat ng team staff. Pero sinigurado po namin, lalong-lalong na po ni PFF President John Gutierrez, na siya mismo po ay hands-on na sinigurado niyang lahat po ng players ay naaasikaso. In fact, meron nga pong nakakalit sa amin na bakit parang spoiled yung mga player niyo, ibang player niyo, sobra niyo yatang pinagbibigyan. Ang amin po, mahalaga na yung mga pangangailangan nila ay natutugunan namin. Hindi ko alam kung sino po yung mga disgruntled players dyan. Ngayon, kung hindi ko naman sinasabi na yung mga hindi na, yung mga nakat for the SEA Games sa sila yan. Pero kung merong issue dyan, ito po ay desisyon ng coach, yung pag-cut po sa players. At sa pagkakaalam ko po, dahil in-report din to ng staff, yung mga nakat po na players, sir, yan po ay inalagaan namin. Sinigurado namin na meron silang tamang accommodation at meron silang tamang provisions. Kung ano po hingin nila, tinutugunan po namin. Siguro, pasensya na po kung hindi po namin napagbigyan lahat ng request or yung kumbaga yung kanila ine-expect. Kami naman po ay talagang we really tried our best to provide everything that they needed. And I guess to be fair to the other players, maganda din po sana kung marinig din po yung side ng mga players na natuwa rin naman po. Nang sa ganun, balanse po yung balanse po yung picture na pinapaint natin.
Sir Helix, thank you so much for thoroughly addressing the issue and I hope you get to the bottom of this. Maraming salamat muli, Secretary General Helix Mercader with us here on the Scorecard tonight. Maraming salamat po, sir.
Maraming salamat din po. Merry Christmas po.
Merry Christmas. All right, it's time to keep your eyes on the prize. Another chapter is set to be written in what is quickly turning into one of the most compelling young matchups in the NBA. The Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs. They meet again with pride, momentum, and league-wide attention on the line. Now, this story started in Las Vegas in the Emirates NBA Cup semifinal at T-Mobile Arena. The Spurs delivered a statement win with seconds left. Victor Wembanyama shouted and flexed after a missed free throw by Chet Holmgren, sealing a San Antonio victory and snapping OKC's 16-game win streak. Now for the Spurs, it was more than a win. It was a coming-of-age moment, a young team with no playoff experience taking down the defending champs on a big stage. Now inside the locker room, music was blaring. On the other side, the Thunder were already eyeing the rematch. Even MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander said it after the loss. This has all the makings of a real rivalry. Now, to the bigger picture. The Thunder are still off to a historic start in the 2025-26 season. But with 3 losses now on the board, the question is simple. Are they still on track to chase history? Only 2 teams have ever won more than 70 games. The 1995-96 Chicago Bulls with 72 and the 2016 Golden State Warriors with 73. Recent losses, including one to these Spurs, mean the margin for error is now razor thin. Every game counts, every night matters. It's still early, a lot can change, but from here on out, every game, including tomorrow, counts a little more. And then, there's the matchup the league can't stop selling. Holmgren versus Wembanyama. The NBA wants a classic big man rivalry. Fans want it, social media wants it. But Holmgren continues to downplay it. In interviews, he's made it clear, no personal beef, no real conversations, just competition. Wembanyama, on the other hand, has leaned into the moment. From the flex in Las Vegas, the subtle comments off the floor. The Thunder are the first in the NBA. The Spurs are the second in the West. Every meeting between these two feels like a preview of what the West could look like for the years to come. Now, the Thunder, of course, they're still the standard. The Spurs are trying to close the gap, and whether they admit it or not, every time these two teams and these two 7-foot unicorns share the floor, the stakes keep getting higher. So here's the full breakdown for tomorrow's matchup. with that, thank you for joining us. We'll see you again on the Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This is Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.